hey to you My Little Descendants fans and random internet people looking for vocal work. Nerds here announcing the official casting call for the audio drama based on my story My Little Descendants. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the story, it's basically the Disney movie Descendants parodized in the My Little Pony universe with a few original twists. So, Chapter 5, Black Magic, has gone up today, and the story is sadly more than halfway over. And with all the love that it's been getting, I wanted to do something really special. Originally, I had planned on doing a soundtrack like I'd done for Frozen in a Nightmare, but I knew I wouldn't be able to do the voices myself. I was going to hold a casting call for a soundtrack, but My Little Descendants is past Frozen in a Nightmare in every way, and I wanted to do something a bit bigger. Then, a user who goes by the name Starlight Nova asked me if these descendants were voiced, what would they sound like? And I decided to do an audio drama. That, dear viewer, is where you come in. There's a link in the description to a blog post with everything you will need to know. But if you don't want to read, I'll be going over everything here, along with going over script details and an upload schedule, along with how this will affect the channel in the foreseeable future. I'm looking for musicians, artists, and most importantly, voice actors. There's time codes in the description for you mobile users and annotations to each category for PC and Mac users. If you want to hear the musician requirements, click the guitar. You want to hear the artist requirements? Click the paintbrush. You want to hear the voiceover requirements? Click the microphone. You want to hear how this will affect the channel? Click the YouTube play button. If you want to hear the whole thing, I don't know, just wait a few seconds. Video will probably move on eventually. Why do you expect me to know everything? Gosh. What I'm looking for in musicians is background music and instrumentals for the songs we'll be doing. Background music I'm not quite as worried about because if worse comes to worse, I can use Kevin MacLeod or YouTube Music, but I gotta admit, it would be really cool to have some original pieces. Instrumentals I am really hoping to get because they are less likely to result in a copyright strike if they're recorded covers than they would be if I were to be using an actual karaoke version of the song. But if worse comes to worse, I can probably find and utilize a karaoke version. If you want to contribute background music, please send the .mp3 or .wav file to mylittledescendants@gmail.com labeled with the story acronym, the word background along with the feeling of the piece, example, dramatic, the name of the song, and the name you would like to be credited as. Example, MLD_background_dramatic_running forest_user546. If you want to contribute instrumentals, please send the .mp3 or .wav file to mylittledescendants@gmail.com labeled with the story acronym, the name of the song, and the name you want to be credited as. Example, MLD_rotten_to the core_user546. Also, I will be needing every song from the movie excluding the score suite, Believe, and the remix of Be Our Guest. I will not accept video files for either background music or instrumentals. So for artists, all you really need to do is send me a picture from a scene in the story with the name that you want to be credited as, and if you have it, a link to where people can find you, such as a blog, DeviantArt, a YouTube account, or fiction if you have one. And as there will be scenes that are different than what's in the story, and scenes that are not in the story at all, you will also be receiving a script. You can send your pictures via either PM on FimFiction or to mylittledescendants@gmail.com. Any and all art can and probably will be used. For character design, please refer to the voice actor info in the blog post. Also, please note that although her picture portrays her as a Pegasus, Nova is a unicorn. So voice actors are probably the most important part of any audio drama. Sorry to those of you who wanted to voice Nyx and or Lollipop Swirl, as I will be playing Nyx and my friend Lola, who has designed most of the characters, is voicing Lolly. But there are still a ton of characters that need to be cast. Right now, I'm only casting characters that will be introduced in the 1st through 4th chapters / episodes. Anyone else will be cast as they're needed. Also, keep in mind that some of these characters will be appearing early on and then not seen until way later. There is no limit to how many characters you can audition for, but please have a separate file for each audition. 1 character, 1 file. 2 characters, 2 files. Just makes it easier on me. If you audition for a canon character, know that I'm not looking for an impressionist, I'm looking for actors. Try and get as close to the canon voice as possible while still being able to convey the emotion that the line needs. If you are auditioning for an OC, go wild. For both types of auditions, feel free to experiment with lines, but nothing over a PG rating, and take a few moments to get into character if you need to. Keep in mind that certain characters will be singing at some point in this series, and I've included links to the songs I'd like you to sing in your audition. It's not necessary to sing the whole song, and also take some time to memorize the part that you're going to be singing, and please sing a cappella, meaning no music. Please try and get as little background noise as possible, and if you don't have a recording software, the one that I use is a free program called Audacity. There will be a link to it down in the description. Just send the .mp3 or .wav file to mylittledescendants@gmail.com, labeled with the story acronym, the name of the character you're auditioning for, and the name you want to be credited as. Example, MLD_ladybug_user456. I will not be accepting video auditions, but if you have a YouTube channel, feel free to upload your audition for your subscribers. Once casting is done, I will email the people who get roles and post a cast list here and in my FimFiction account. Also, if you're auditioning for Chrysalis or Larva and you happen to know how to do the changeling echo effect, please include another file with the effect. So like a raw file and then an edited one. The edited one should say echo behind the name. So beside say Chrysalis in the name of your audition, just put echo. Do the same thing for the last sample line for Ladybug. If you don't know how to do this, then don't even worry about it. Auditions will be accepted until 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, January 30th. And I will let you guys know if something happens and the deadline gets pushed back. So there is a link in the description below to the blog post with the character information. And so the sample lines are there. Just have fun.
Now let me answer the question you all are probably asking. No, I do not know when the first episode is coming out. The script is nowhere near done, and I imagine that even when it is done, it'll be a while yet. This is a voluntary project, and people will be donating time to do this, so I will be working around their schedules most of the time. And with a lot of people on a project, well, that's a lot of schedules to work around. By the time this video goes up, I'll hopefully be working on the script for the first episode. Also, once casting is over and production fully starts, the schedule I mentioned back in December will probably be completely destroyed. There will be no defined schedule for the series. The episodes will just go up when they're done. Now, that's out of the way. Happy New Year! I haven't talked to you guys since December. How have you been? Again, I want to thank you all for all the love and support you've given to this channel and to the story. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. You can follow me on Google+, FimFiction, Twitter, and Instagram. Go ahead and slap that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already if you want to see more content. Be on the lookout for updates regarding the audio drama. Nerds out.